17-year-old student flashes a gun at a classmate, warning he'll shoot this place up. Within moments, staff and officers converge, and body cam footage captures the tense search of his backpack.
What's his name?
Hey there, welcome back. Take a seat. Thank you again for joining School Cop Channel Podcast. I'm your host, Captain OG, and we want you to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This channel is all about you. It's for parents and educators alike, as we tackle a number of different school subjects as well as law-related issues. Today, we're going to talk about something that affects every school in America and across the globe. We are talking about guns in schools. This is crazy, my parents. And I say my parents because why does your child have a gun in a book bag or in her purse? Are stuck down the front of his pants? I mean, really, where do kids get these guns from? First of all, mom and dad. They did not secure their weapon. The child knows exactly where the weapon is, and they have not taught that kid about gun safety or staying away from such a thing. Another place they get guns from, stolen from cars, stolen during burglaries. Never leave your gun in your car. If you went through the weapons training program, then you know securing that weapon is the utmost and the first thing you learn about. Again, kids sometimes steal weapons during burglaries. The other kids that are selling and stealing guns, they get them from the streets. Where do kids get these guns from? Mom and dad, first of all. Parents are not securing their weapons, and the child knows exactly where the weapon is and has access to it. Please, please, please do not leave your weapon in your vehicle. It does not matter if your vehicle is locked or in the garage. Take that gun out of there and put it away. Seriously. Another place kids get guns from, other kids. Kids that have stolen guns and now they're selling them on the street. This is very prevalent around urban areas. Also, kids buy guns illegally online. You would think that such a thing doesn't exist, but it does. It's amazing how easy it is for kids to get these guns. Some parents give guns to their kids as gifts. The one thing they did not do was teach them how to be responsible with those weapons. The one thing I can say about country kids, I've seen kids 8, 9 years old who hunt deer. They go hunt birds. But you know what? Those parents taught their kids about gun safety, respecting what a gun can do. You don't find that in urban cities and urban areas. Parents, do you know who your kids are hanging out with? That's one of the biggest issues a lot of parents have. Watch who your kids are hanging out with. Are the streets raising your kids because you're not there or you're not paying attention to them? Guns in school, it all begins with you, the parent, or lack of parenting. Now, why do kids bring guns to school? Honestly, there is no reason on God's green earth for any kid to be bringing any guns into any school. No reason at all. But we have to look at the fact that it does happen. From my experience, some kids bring guns to school because they're being bullied. Believe it or not, they're actually believing they can shoot that bully if he bothers him or her. And in some cases, it has happened. Some kids think bringing a gun to school makes him look like Billy Badass. It's a status symbol. All the kids are going to look at him in awe or respect him for having it. And then again, we have kids who are fake gangsters, wannabe wanksters. They think having a piece on their hip is, again, that status symbol. And it also will get them killed very quickly, especially if there's a so-called rival gang attending the same school. And this whole phenomena is crazy. Now, some kids actually think they're using that weapon or bringing that weapon as protection against the other fake gang members. Now, we had a situation years ago where a child brought a gun to school for show and tell. It's crazy to say. The child brought a gun to school and showed it around to his classmates. And again, this goes back to what parents are doing or not doing. Now, one of the other serious situations has to do with social media. Videos, killing videos. It glorifies the use of guns. And a lot of kids that view these videos and social media, they're not being taught by their parents. This is make-believe. And talk to them about gun safety and what a gun does to a person. Now, some kids are actually dumb enough to bring a gun to school to sell to others. Where did they get the gun from? Of course, mom and dad or another kid on the street. Unfortunately, these type of things happen. Some kids are crazy enough to bring a gun to school to be infamous. And as we've seen in a lot of different news reports, kids actually think going out, shooting up a school is going to make them infamous. They're going to be popular. They're going to try to shoot more kids than the last kid shot up. The one thing these kids don't think about is themselves getting killed. Because believe me, that SRO and those police who are arriving, they're looking to come after that kid and eliminate the threat. That is what SROs are trained to do. But these kids that bring the guns in school, most times they're cowards. They run away or they give up and whimper like little girls. Parents, you lose a lot if your kid has a gun in school. Let's see what happens. A kid caught with a gun in school, they're arrested. If they're not killed, they're arrested and charged. You, the parents, are going to be investigated and possibly charged and arrested also. Your kid kills someone or shoots someone, parents, you lose your kid, the SRO will eliminate that child if he doesn't give up. Otherwise, he will be arrested and you're going to be arrested and charged. And you definitely deserve it. Whoever provided the kid with that weapon will be facing jail time. Again, parents, only you can prevent your child from being jailed or killed. Know what your child is doing. The other ramification is, parents, you will lose financially also. Understand, the SRO is the number one line of defense in that school. He's there to serve, teach, protect, and will not hesitate to eliminate a gun-toting student. See something, say something. Now, this is one of the best things we have going in school. The smartest students understand if they see little Johnny with a gun, or little June with a gun, they understand that they need to go tell someone. Tell the teacher, tell the SRO, tell their guidance counselor. These classmates understand that they don't want any harm to come to their classmates and their friends. So they understand what their mission is. No, it's not snitching, it's protecting the school. Another way to protect the school, of course, are metal detectors and weapon detectors. They work. Unfortunately, not all schools can afford them. They're used in most high schools and at most sporting events. Parents, another way to defend against kids with guns in schools, check your child's book bag. And understand, a knife is treated just like a gun. If Tommy has a knife in his book bag, you better darn sure make sure that knife is not in that book bag before it goes to school. What happens if a gun is discovered in school? If alerted that Tommy has a gun in his book bag, say by a classmate, the SRO and the admin will take him from that classroom. The SRO will grab that book bag. And in the office, a search is performed. When the gun is found, the police chief will be notified, as well as the school district. The SRO will question your child and Mirandize him or her, making sure they understand their rights. The SRO's body cam is recording, of course. The parents will be called to come to the school. Depending on the child's age, they may be taken to juvenile jail, or if they're underage, they'll be turned over to the parents and they'll be petitioned to court. Understand, parents, you have the obligation to make sure that child gets to court. What happens if a parent don't bring that child to court? Well, guess what? That parent is going to spend some time in jail also. Let's talk about the penalties, and we're talking South Carolina. A kid under 12 years old cannot go to juvenile jail. They are not old enough. They are signed over to the parents until their court date in family court. Again, if the mom or dad does not get that kid to court, then a warrant will be issued for the mom or the dad. Kids 14 or older, the judge can send those gun cases to adult court. Kids 11 and under cannot be prosecuted, cannot be jailed. They lack criminal intent. They cannot formulate in their young minds criminal intent. Most times they're just emulating what they saw. That's the bad thing. As for school, what the discipline or punishment there is, that child is sent to the hearing board for expulsion. They are normally kicked out of the district and probably will end up in an alternative school or homeschool. No school district want a kid in their school that has brought a gun to school. That's a dangerous kid. Now, some kids actually have to leave the state for shooting or for bringing a weapon to school. and it's only fair. I would not want my child in class with some kid that got prosecuted for bringing a gun to school. Now, in closing, today, parents, we hold you responsible for your kids' actions. Parents, you can lose everything you work for: house, car, bank account, not to mention the death of your child if he confronts a SRO or the police. Parents can be charged and arrested. So parents, teach your child to be responsible, practice good gun safety and care in your home, and your children will be in school having a great time, and you won't have to worry about them. So once again, let's keep our kids safe in school. I'm Captain OG. I am 1042, out.